By now, most of us know that MoNique has been on a bit of a promo tour because last year Netflix offered her $500,000 for a comedy special and she was insulted by that offer. MoNique has been speaking out about this since January, and I will be honest, I'm not boycotting Netflix, but she is not wrong to advocate for herself even if you don't like her. The irony of folks telling this woman, who is a legend by the way, to take the offer and shut up, when so much of this black girl magic movement has been these simple slogans like pay black women, show up for black women, support black women, trust black women, is maddening to me. Those things are much easier to say than to do, and it is sadly apparent that that support is conditional. In other words, it's I'll support you if you do the right kind of work, if you ask the right way, if you're the right kind of woman. By the way, that's not actually support. And to those people questioning MoNique's accusation that this offer was the result of gender and color bias because of Amy Schumer and Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle, y'all really need to be listening to black feminists when we say that oppressions intersect to create unique obstacles for black women. Really think about what you're saying when you argue that there has never been a black woman who deserved as much as a white woman or a black man. Not only are you saying that you're okay with white-owned corporations dictating the worth of black art using racist, sexist paradigms, but you're saying that you agree with their determinations. I just can't get over black people saying to a black woman, not only are you not worth it, no one who looks like you has ever been worth it. It's unbelievable. It's really sad that we can quote socialists like Angela Davis, Assata Shakur, Martin Luther King, and Bayard Rustin without questioning how capitalism thrives off the exploitation of black labor and black genius. How that exploitation coerces us to, quote, behave. It just doesn't make sense to me that we can refuse to do that homework while celebrating people who push back against white establishment. But I guess we only celebrate courage in hindsight. Now, I'm not saying MoNique is Rosa Parks. She's not Ella Baker. She's not Septima Clark. She's not putting her body on the line. And she's probably still rich. What I'm saying is we're still conditioned to side with white-owned media and white-owned corporations over real, live black people. And for what? It really doesn't make any sense. Most of us will be underpaid for the rest of our lives. Another reason why I'm Team MoNique is because she's always been a real writer for blackness. Even after she won an Oscar, she's talked about the importance of her black awards.
For me, it wasn't the Oscar. For me, it was the Image Award.
Yeah.
Because as a little girl, when I watched the Oscars, I didn't see people that looked like me get that award. So my dream was never to get an Oscar. But when I watched the Image Award, and I saw those women that looked like me being called up on that stage, I said, one day, baby, they're gonna call my name for that award. So it was that award that made me feel like, oh my God, dreams do come true. They're gonna call my name. So I'm grateful for every award I've ever received. It's not that I'm unappreciative, and I am, but it's the Image Award. It's our community saying, we think you're the best. We think you did that part.
That's important. And let me explain why I don't care about these behavior rumors. Because I can rattle off 20 people who are rumored to have horrible behavior and still work. Because I know that Harvey Weinstein's abuse of women was an open secret in Hollywood. But he continued to work because the establishment viewed his work as valuable. And I can refer you to the time in 2014 when Kevin Hart said that he was not going to use his social media to promote his movie. And you know what Sony did? Gave him more money. So now what? MoNique explained the pushback brilliantly in her most recent interview with The Breakfast Club. She said,
and I want you to look at me. I'm a big fat black woman.
You're not fat. Stop it.
Real talk. What big fat black woman has to stands up and says this is not fair? Because what the feeling is with some of our sisters and brothers, MoNique, you should be grateful you just got invited to the party because of the way you look. So for anyone that says they ever had a problem with me, bring them to the table. Bring them to the table and let's have a conversation. But what you'll find is, we'll speak about this woman when she can't see us. We'll make comments, but we're the type of people that say, let's have a conversation.
That seems about right. There are social rewards for performing humility, especially if you're a woman. Black women suffer because even if we choose to carry ourselves with the confidence of a mediocre white man, we'll still be slapped down by them and our own folks. I've learned you just gotta do what you want and worry about the rest later. Support black women like MoNique, the ones who aren't likable. Because as the Combahee River Collective stated in 1977, if black women were free, it would mean that everyone else would have to be free, since our freedom would necessitate the destruction of all systems of oppression. Okay guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Support the work of For Harriet by signing up to be a donor on our Patreon, and join us for events for Black women around the country this summer. All of that information will be below.